Angry Birds is a series that needs no introduction. We all know what this famous mobile game series is. It has a ton of games, a ton of shows, some movies, and some merch. Angry Birds is my favourite game series, which may come as a surprise considering I use Mario and Sonic a lot on this channel and never really used Angry Birds ever, but it's true. I grew up with this famous game series and it's been with my life for literally ages now. Unfortunately though, this franchise isn't what it used to be, but that's a topic for another video. Today, we're going to be discussing the first game, the original, where it all kicked off. I have wanted to review the games for literally ages now, but just kept putting them off for some reason. But seeing as this year marks the 15th anniversary, I thought, why not now? This is the perfect time to talk about my favourite game. So without further ado, let's get into this. My review on Angry Birds. Spoilers for those who haven't played the game, but wait, what am I talking about? Of course you've played the game. Let's just get into this. Angry Birds is the brainchild of creator Yaki Islo. The concept was simple. Take a slingshot, shoot some stuff. He drew up a few sketch designs, but eventually landed on birds being shot at a tower of pigs. Once he presented the idea to Rovio, they got to work, and the game was released on December 11th, 2009. Gameplay-wise, it was easy to understand. You take a bird, pull it back on the slingshot, let go and launch it at the tower of pigs. To make the game more interesting, the towers would get bigger with more pigs each level, and the birds were given their own abilities. Originally just having 4 levels, more would get added later on, some of which promoting the latest game. Now in terms of the birds, they don't really have that much of a character in this game. They're more just tools with fancy gimmicks sitting with the pigs. It wouldn't be until the Toons TV series where they started to get their own personalities, some of which they implemented to the games moving forward. It's just strange calling these characters blank slates when you've spent 10 years knowing what their personalities are. Funnily enough, some versions of the game actually have animated cutscenes, animated by the Toons team themselves, so we can actually see what their personalities are like. But the first version of the game, we barely get to see that. Which isn't a complaint, mind you, because granted it is the beginning of the series. It's just strange seeing these characters in their most bland and basic forms, knowing what they'll be later on. Anyway, the game was a colossal success, making over $17 million by 2011. Obviously, with a success like that, a ton of sequels were greenlit and some merchandise deals were signed. Very unfortunately though, as a shameless attempt to promote Angry Birds 2, all of these beloved games were pulled from the App Store, including the first one. Now, in recent years, the game has been put back on the App Store under the title Red's First Flight, of which you have to pay for it. It's also been released on Apple Arcade, along with a few of the originals, which aren't as good, and the original PC version is still up and running. But overall, nothing will beat the original. Why Rovio decided to remove a $70 million game is beyond me. I mean, this game is literally what made them popular, but, you know, they were recently bought out by Sega, so hopefully the games will be put back on the App Store, but I'm not counting on it. Now, it would be remiss of me not to talk about the original score from this game, because it is probably the most iconic thing about this series. We have all heard the original song, whether we've played the original game or not, we have heard it at some point of pop culture. And even if I can no longer play the original games, at least I still have the original music to listen to, because this is the most nostalgic thing I'll get out of this series at the moment. So overall, the first Angry Birds game is fantastic. It's simple, fun, and it has great music. The art style and the graphics are super well done, and it's the blueprint of what the series will become in later years. And even if I'll never play the original mobile version again, at least I still got the PC version. That's the closest thing I have to my childhood. So, I've only got one thing left to say. Happy 15th anniversary, Angry Birds. My #1 favourite game series.